talking about using and evaluating instructional materials. So in our last lessons that we tackled last time, we talked about the different types and also the different principles of an instructional materials. But now, in our discussion today, we will be talking now about how to properly create or to craft an instructional materials. So now, I have a question here. What guidelines should be considered in the selection and use of instructional materials? So basically, we have different types of guidelines that we should follow in crafting our instructional materials. It may follow the different principles, it applies to the different principles, and what type of instructional materials that we will gonna create. So basically, in the crafting of instructional materials, we have different steps that we should met in order for us to craft an instructional material that could really connect to our students. So ayan. First and foremost, what is instructional materials? So these are devices that assist the facilitator in the teaching learning process. So basically that the instructional materials are just a supplementary materials that supports the teachers. So basically our topic in the curriculum and the curriculum in the school instructional materials fall in the type of curriculum which is the support curriculum, in which instructional materials support the teacher on the teaching learning process, especially when it comes to teaching inside the classroom. Now, instructional materials are not self-supporting. So basically, if you have an instructional material in front of the students, it doesn't just talk about itself. So basically, it is just a supplementary materials for the teacher itself, because an instructional materials in front without the teacher cannot really sustain the knowledge itself of our students. And they are supplementary training devices. So basically, our instructional materials is just a support to our teachers. So that is instructional materials. So now we will be heading next to the guidelines in selecting instructional materials.
Okay, now let's proceed to the guidelines in selecting our instructional materials. So, as Jan Carl said, instructional material will really help us make learning easier and clearer and more meaningful for our students. So, as a teacher, we cannot just pick any materials, no? Kailangan talaga natin pag-isipan kung ano ba yung mga materials na makakatulong talaga sa ating lesson. And also, we must really check if it is correct, updated, and appropriate for our lesson. So now, I will explain each guideline or questions will guide us on how we select our instructional materials. So, first, unang-una, na katanungan ay, do the materials give a true picture of the ideas they present? So, when we select our materials, or before we select our materials, like pictures or maps, videos, or textbooks, we really must ask ourselves if this material is accurate for our lesson, if is this material is updated. Yun yung mga katanungan talaga na dapat nating iisipin kung tayo ay pipili ng mga instructional materials. Bakit nga ba ito importante? Ito ay mahalaga para maiwasan natin ang mga misconceptions. So, ano nga ba ang mga halimbawa nito? So, as a social studies teacher, halimbawa na lang ay yung lesson mo ay patungkol sa population ng Pilipinas. So, tapos yung pinili mong mga materials is hindi siya updated. Halimbawa na lang is yung mga data is mula pa sa 2002, mga 2002, 2005 yung mga data about population. Ngayon, kapag pinili mo yun, mahihirapan na yung mga students mo na maintindihan kung ano ba yung ilan na ba yung population ngayon sa Pilipinas. Iisipin nila na yung mga data mula sa 2002 or 2005 ay ganun pa rin yung ang population sa Pilipinas. Karoon ngayon ng mga misconception na mahirap nang i-correct. So this really matters because students easily believe what they see. So second, we have the questions about, do the materials contribute meaningful content to the topic under study? So ito ba yung mga itong materials ba na ginagamit natin ay nakakatulong ba talaga sa ating lesson? Akma ba talaga sa ating lesson? So, kung pipili tayo ng mga materials, dapat talaga ay hindi lang ito maganda, hindi lang ito appealing for the students. It should really actually help students to learn. So, halimbawa nito, ang topic nyo ay patungkol sa mga Spanish colonial period. So, gagamit tayo ng mga pictures o video clips na napapakita ng mga influence mula sa Spanish colonial period. So, isa pa is kung ang topic natin ay patungkol sa economic problems. So, maaari tayong gumamit ng mga news clips about the inflation, about the unemployment in the Philippines. So, para akma talaga yung mga materials sa ating lesson. So, in this way, the materials will help the student relate or connect the topic to their real life situation. And magiging meaningful na ngayon sa mga students kung ano yung mga topic natin dahil sa tulong ng mga materials natin ginamit. Pangatlo, does the material help you achieve the instructional objective? So, nakakatulong ba talaga yung mga materials natin para ma-achieve yung objective or lesson objective natin? And every lesson, we have the learning objective, right? So, the material should support those objectives to achieve, not distract them. For example, if the lesson objective is students will analyze how citizens participate in government. So, when choosing materials, maaari mong gamitin yung mga video or mga pictures na makikita doon kung paano nag-participate yung mga citizens when it comes sa government. So, maaaring gumamit ka ng mga news article about youth councils or projects or mga infographics about voting rights. So, this material will guide students toward the learning goal, understanding civic participation. So, as a teacher, dapat talaga pipili tayo ng mga materyales na makakatulong upang achieve yung mga learning objective natin. Pang-apat na katanungan ay, is the material appropriate for the age, intelligence, and experience of the learner? So, dapat alam natin kung ano ang kanilang how old they are, what they already know, and how they think para makapili tayo ng mas appropriate na learning materials. Halimbawa nito, kapag yung students mo ay grade 7 pa lamang, so hindi ka dapat pipili ng mga materials na komplikado para sa kanilang level. Dapat akma lang na hindi sila mahihirapan at hindi rin napakadali para sa kanila. Dahil kapag madali ang materials kapag madali lang para sa kanila, maboboard sila at saka hindi na challenging para sa kanila, hindi nagagana ang kanilang critical thinking dyan. At kapag napaka-komplikado naman ng materials na ginamit mo, maaaring mahirapan silang umintindi sa iyong lesson. So, that's right. At ang panghuli naman, para sa part ko ay ang katanungan na, is the physical condition of the material satisfactory? So dito, iniisip natin ngayon ang kondisyon ng ating materials, kung ito ba ay matibay, ito ba ay klaro, kapag yung mga pants natin klaro ba sa likod, readable ba ang ating materials na ginamit. So if the material is relevant, accurate, it is useless if it is broken, blurry, or incomplete, or not functioning as well. So kailangan talaga sinisigurado natin na ang materials na ginagamit natin ay matibay at klaro talaga sa mga students natin, at manageable or flexible para sa paggamit natin hindi masisira at magagamit talaga natin during our class. So example, gagamit tayo ng mapa. Sisiguraduhin natin na yung mapa ay makikita talaga kung anong mga lugar ang naroon, at sisiguraduhin dapat ito madaling masira o mapunit. So kapag sa video naman, gagamit tayo ng video para sa magiging materials natin, dapat pipili tayo ng mga video na malinaw at klaro yung mga audio nila. Napakahalaga talaga ng physical condition ng ating materials, no? Dahil kapag yung materials natin ay klaro, worky, at saka kumpleto siya, mas maiintindihan ngayon ng mga students kung ano yung mga lesson, at sa pamamagitan nito masusuportahan talaga yung lesson natin. So that's for my part.
Continuation with the guidelines is like the instructional materials. Of course, the teacher, the instructional materials should act as a guide for the teachers. Is there the teacher's guide to provide briefing for effective use? Just like for example, when a teacher is teaching the concept of wants and needs, of course, she tried to utilize the video. The video